Welcome back, everybody. Here I am again doing yet another video. This will be number 3 for the day. Um, Although I may not put this out till tomorrow. We'll see how this goes. This is my stash ad. These are things that I've just picked up recently and or gotten through the mail, FedEx or whatever. Sorry that the camera's a little bit shaky. I'm holding it and talking at the same time, so it'll probably bounce around a little bit, be a little bit shaky, but it won't be too bad, I hope. So first up on the stash ads, I have an egg plane from, what is it, Hasagwa, I think is how you pronounce this. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube building these little airplanes, and I think they're kind of cool. They look like they're pretty easy to do and kind of a fun, relaxing sort of little slump buster type build. I'm gonna try to see if I can find some decals or something that will match Davis Monthan, because that's the air base that I live close to here in Tucson, Arizona. So I'm gonna see if I can't get some decals that'll represent where I'm from to use for this plane. As you can see, it is the F-16 Fighting Falcon, um, which are my favorite airplanes. I love these jets. They, see a lot of them coming through Tucson in and out. They're fun, they're cool, they're extremely maneuverable. That's why they continue to be out there. Even though the F 22 was supposed to replace them, these planes are still, I'm not going to say superior to the F 22, but they can give them a pretty decent run for being an old airplane. I may also see about going and getting the Thunderbirds version of this as well. Uh, Coming up from the Air Force the way that I did it as a young child. I mean, my dad was in the Air Force from the time I was a baby till I was about 6 years old, and then we moved here to Tucson. I got to see a lot of the Thunderbirds at the time, and at that time, back in the early 70s, mid 70s, the Thunderbirds were T-38s, not the F-16s that you see now. So it'd be kind of cool to find those too, but I doubt that I'm going to be able to. Those are not very popular airplanes. So, anyways, this is my first one. Hopefully, I will get this built sometime this year. Either that, or I'll hold on to it and see about doing the egg plane group build with this one, or maybe the Thunderbirds one. Or if I can find an A10, that would be super cool to build too. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes and what I come up with. So that's the first one out of the gate. I'm going to move this one, and we're going to see this. The Sod Buster. Obviously, I'm not building the Sod Buster. I've always liked these square body Chevys from the 70s and whatnot. They just have a really cool, tough look to them. And when I was younger, when I was in junior high and, well, even elementary school, I had a friend that lived close by that had an uncle that drove one of these trucks, the step side, the whole deal like this, but it was lifted. The thing was way up in the air, and it was painted up like the A-Team van. If you can imagine what that would look like on this truck, I'm thinking about possibly doing that to this. I've got a big lift kit that's a what do you call it? It's a resin kit that I bought probably about 6 years ago, 5 years ago, somewhere in there. And I'm gonna see if it'll fit on here and I can lift it up. I've got some Mickey Thompson tires that are, big truck tires. I'm gonna see if it'll fit on there and it'll look right. If it will, then that will be what this truck becomes at that point in time. Again, I like I said, I really like the way this truck looks. I've always liked these trucks, and I think that they're gonna be, it's gonna be a cool build, and it's gonna look interesting and different. That's for sure. All right, on to the next one. The next one, Don Perdone's Pepsi Challenger from the early '80s. As you guys definitely know by now, I am a huge drag racing fan. Was raised around it. It's a lot of what my life is all about. I work at the Tucson Dragway. I just got my Super Gas license. I may even try to get my Super Comp license here within this year as well if I can pull it off. But this car here when I was a kid, when I was a child, I used to go to Tucson Dragway, the old Tucson Dragway, and I would always see Don in this car, and I always cheered him on, always screaming for him, all that kind of stuff as a little kid, 8 years old and whatnot. This was my hero. This was the man that I emulated, that I wanted to be when I got older. Unfortunately, life didn't exactly go this direction for me, so I just had to sit back and build models that were based on Don Perdome. And this is one of two funny cars that I have of his now. I've also got his Win dragster as well that I will build sometime within the next couple of years. But this one I'm going to try to get built this year. I found it for a really good price on eBay. I've gone through the box because it came opened already, and the plastic for the most part looks really good. The tires look good. There's no real damage to anything from the tires. The glass is good, all that. The decals, I think they're okay, but we'll see when I go to apply them. I may have to source them and find someplace that might carry or make these. And if that ever comes about, I may be hitting you guys up and seeing if you have any place I might be able to go to find the decals for this car. This model brings up memories for me because when I was very little, uh, I bought this car. It was one of the first models I ever bought with my own money. So yeah, when I saw this thing pop up, I was all about it, all over it, and made a bid in the very last couple minutes and got it for a very good price, considering what it is. And yeah, now I've got it. So this will be part of my builds, hopefully this year. All right, and on to the next thing. As I keep telling you guys that I'm not just into models or into, the drag racing life. I'm also into RC cars. This is the AK917 or Larlo or Relarlo or however you pronounce it. This is the full complete carbon kit. Well, it's not even a kit, it's just a roller. So what that means is it is the complete car as you see right there in that picture, minus the electronics. And I've not opened it up. I just have it out of the box that it came in when it was shipped to me, and I just got this yesterday. Um, I've got electronics that I'm going to use for it already. This is a car that has been very highly promoted, and a lot of content makers for RC cars have been getting these, and they've been running into problems with the ready to run cars. And it's not necessarily the fact that they're running into problems; it's the fact that they're not paying attention to the other content creators to find out how to avoid those problems. The car seems to be a very good car. The electronics are good in the car. I've already seen one guy that's gotten to 102 miles an hour with the electronics that it comes with, bone stock. I think all he did was upgraded the pinion and a spur in the car, but it came with those. So it's like he took it apart, put in the pinion and the spur that it came with, and put it back together and ran it on 4S, which if you don't know anything about RC cars, I'll explain that later when I get into opening this thing up. Um, but anyways, yeah, he ran the thing and it went 102 miles an hour. And Relarlo, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, has a challenge out for anybody to make videos of what they do and see who can come up with the fastest passes with this car. Now, I don't know all the rules behind it. I know that you're supposed to have until possibly the end of this month, maybe up until July. I can't remember exactly what I've heard, but I believe originally it was just supposed to be May. But because the demand has been so high on these things, they've had a hard time shipping them out. Like I said, I just got it yesterday, and this is not even the complete car, the ready to run car with the radio and the motor and the speed control and all that kind of stuff. So those cars have been flying off the shelf. I got this car at a stupid cheap price compared to what this thing is going to go for now. I got it on the pre-sale, so it was more than half the price or less than half the price. I don't know how you want to pronounce it or how to say it, but it cost me $179 for this car the way that it is now. If you buy that car now, it's probably gonna run you about $270 or so when it goes off of the 20% uh, off, which is what's going on right now, until the end of this month, I believe. Then it goes up to $299 for just the roller. So yeah, I got it silly cheap for what it is, and I've already got a motor and I've got all that kind of stuff. I've got some upgrades for it already that I'm going to install before I really run it. Um, but I'll go through all that stuff when I open it up and we take a real good look at it. All right, so that's pretty much it for my stash ads. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you're looking forward to the stuff that I've got, and you let me know what you think. Please do. I mean, go into the comments and let me know what's on your mind and what you think, and if you have any ideas or any thoughts or whatever. Please like the video. If you don't like it, then don't like it. Hit the thumbs down. I don't mind, as long as you let me know why, so I can change what it is that I'm doing that's wrong that you guys aren't liking. Um, all right, you have a great night, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.